Daniel Cudmore's evil vampire Felix has been up to no good in now 4 of the Twilight movies, including Breaking Dawn Part 2. Today we welcome Daniel to Celeb Buzz. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Maybe just to get started, talk about sort of how you have seen the evolution of this character, because the Volturi has always sort of existed in the background of sort of the Cullen story. Do you have to do a lot of work to sort of map out a trajectory, knowing that eventually you will be beating people up in the last movie?
Right. I mean, not too much. I mean, we've had that great sort of position of always being in the back and always being that ominous presence, and I think it's been a fun sort of ride of just sort of always being there, ready to kind of strike when we need to. And with this final film, they've made that ultimate no-no with what we think is creating an immortal child, and finally I get to, you know, do what I've wanted to do as a character to the Cullens, so it's fun.
Mm-hmm. Well, Michael seems like such a great leader and kind of sets the tone, I feel like, for the Volturi, because they do have a real theatricality. You know, how does when you have somebody like him, you know, acting with him, how does that sort of maybe affect the way that you're playing your character?
I think you just have to, you know, he's so good. He's so good as that character. He's got it he owns that. And I think it makes you kind of step up your game a little more. It's fun. I mean, someone of that caliber really is just putting it out there, and you're going, you know what, yeah, I'm gonna really enjoy the character that I've built.
Mm-hmm. Well, what were your either expectations or your concerns coming into the last one, because there were going to be a lot of physical sort of challenges and stuff like that? I mean, you're kind of out of shape, but did you have to get into shape for it?
Yeah, I really let myself go in between these films. It was terrible. And it was a tough couple months of getting back into shape.
I'm sure.
No, I mean, I come from such a big sport background that I get excited for those parts. And, you know, with these little tiny independent films, they were able to scrape some money together and get an amazing stunt team. So for me, it was fun to work with those guys who make all of us just look amazing. It's really neat. So yeah, it was a fun prospect of reading the script and going, oh, there's some fun things in this movie.
Mm-hmm. Well, how much ultimately do you just sort of look at when you're in a movie like this that again has that sort of theatricality that is just fun? Are you doing the same work that you might do in any other role where you're trying to relate to them or identify something, or is this just kind of like, I'm going to really have fun and sink my teeth into, no pun intended, you know, playing a great villain or something like that?
I think you've got to identify the human qualities of every character. I think you've got to create a proper character and really kind of make him well-rounded. And if you don't, it's going to fall flat on the screen. And you never want to do that. And with any job, you really want to work your butt off to make it really something and believe in it and go for it. So I think with these films, you approach it like I would any other film. I had to find some human quality that I could relate to with this character and certain things in myself that I could bring forward and really sort of dive into it. Although, like I said, otherwise you just watch it on the screen and you wouldn't believe it.
Sure. Well, is there a fun rivalry as a member of the Volturi with the Cullens and everybody, or do you feel like, you know, whether it's over just as a matter of having worked on several of the movies, or just being you know, sort of all on set at the same time, that you feel like there is a real family sort of environment? Right.
I don't think I mean, there probably could be like a bit of a fun rivalry, but I think the cool thing with these films is that we have a large mass of great actors, and with a large mass of people, you're going to have different personalities, and a lot of times certain personalities aren't going to sort of work together, and they might clash. And the great thing with these films is that strangely, everyone just got together and worked really well together, and even off screen, everyone really kind of meshed well. And that, as an actor and that as a person, is a great place to be in a very sort of positive environment. And it was fun to work, and it was fun to come to work, and it wasn't, you know, it wasn't any drama or anything like that.
Sure. Ultimately, what is sort of the most meaningful thing that you feel like you'll take away from the experience of being in these movies? I mean, it seems like there's so many different things because of satisfying the fans, you know, sort of growing up with as a franchise has itself evolved, you know. I mean, you know, what do you feel like is the thing you're maybe going to take away?
I think one is just the ultimate positive attitude that all of the fans and all that positive energy that they've given forward to us and enjoyed what we've worked hard and ultimately put on screen. I think at the same time, it's tough to look at it right now, being so sort of just on the edge of that fishbowl and just sort of leaving it. I think in a few years, that might be a different feel, and I might see more things that I'm taking out of it. But I think ultimately, I believe the whole series has created an avenue for me to walk through doors that necessarily weren't open before. And as an actor, that's all you really want to do. You want to be able to get in the room with people that you respect in the industry, whether it's actors, directors, casting directors, and just prove that you can do this and have those chances. And that's all I really wanted, and that's what I feel this series has really done for me, which has been awesome.
Sure, sure. Well, what are you sort of working on now, or what's coming up for you?
I just finished off this Halo 4 live-action web series where I got to play the Master Chief, which was cool.
Oh, wow.
And that just finished coming out right before the video game, and that was received really well, and that was an exciting project. And then I have another one with Billy Bob Thornton, Abel Longoria, which is fun, shoot-'em-up action redneck comedy, where I play the middle of three sort of badass redneck brothers, and that comes out early next year, and I'm really excited about that. And then
What's
whatever,
that called?
Baytown Outlaws. Okay. Baytown Outlaws, yeah. So that will come out in early 2013, and then whatever's next.
Great, great. Well, listen, thank you so much for coming into the studio, and I know you don't need it, but good luck with the movie. You know.
Thank you. Yeah. Hopefully we'll do well in the box office.
Hopefully, yeah. Breaking Dawn Part 2 is in theaters Friday, November 16th, and for the latest Hollywood news, head to celebbuzz.com. Thank you so much.